Manny,
What's
how
going
are
on?
you? Happy New
Yo,
Year.
Happy New Year, guys. How are you?
Oh,
Good,
we're good,
good.
man. We're good. Even happier for you. I'm over here campaigning for you to get Trainer of the Year with two
Oh, come on now.
upsets. I don't understand why more people are not talking about it. Like, what other trainer has two upset world champions? Like, for you to get an upset
Uh-huh.
is great, but for you to upset someone and they become a world champion, then you do it twice. Man, you got to get more vocal. You got to, like, it's not fair that they're not seeing what you've done. We just had Espinoza on, by the way.
Oh,
Congratulations. Yeah.
oh, shoot, I didn't know. All right.
Congratulations on that win. But yeah, man, what's your thoughts on deserving trainer of the year?
Oh man, no, I don't think much about it, to be honest with you. I mean, I do what I do, and I enjoy what I do, and I love I love what I do, and really that's more than enough for me, man. God's been good to me, brother. You know what I mean? God's been extremely generous and very very kind to me, man. And that's all I know is that that's the only one I gotta thank, and obviously my family, my wife, and my circle, my coaches. But I'm good, man. I don't ask for much, man. I just stay healthy and be able to show up to the gym. I'm in the gym now, show up to the gym and do what I love to do, man. That's about it.
Coach, so give us some of the names of that circle in terms of the other trainers that work with you so that we can start to give them credit as well since you're admitting that you're not doing it alone.
But
Uh,
we know you got Estrellita, right?
yeah.
Yeah, man, I gotta deal with that guy every day. He's just
Yeah, we he
Estrellita, and
actually we had the pleasure of meeting him. He was in town. We had a gym well now in 2022. I wanted to say last year cuz the year just started. We had a gym in 2022 and Estrellita had a fighter. I believe it was on a Canelo card if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
He had a fighter on the Canelo undercard, and they trained at our gym. So that was our my first interaction with them. So we got the pleasure of seeing him work in person.
uh huh. Yeah, he's good, man. He's my my one of my coaches here, and obviously my son is working with me now. He's also coaching, and one of my another one of my assistant coaches, and my
Wait,
strength and conditioning coach
so
Matias.
Robles Jr., that used to
Yeah,
be a fighter.
that used to be a fighter. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
he's
all in.
training now.
Yeah, it's all in the family, man.
Okay, that's great, man. Because I see Robert Garcia obviously has his son Pita, and obviously he was a son to his father, Big G. So it's beautiful to see that, man. Because you pass down that knowledge.
Same situation. My dad was obviously my teacher, my mentor. My dad passed away a few years back, and he was also a very well known coach. And now myself, following the footsteps, and my son, and obviously Edgar Estrellita. His name's Edgar. They call him Estrellita, but he's my uh, he's my brother-in-law. But he was also a fighter, a very very good boxer, amateur boxer, pro, and
So
you know,
it's
we
really
fought, and we all fought. We
so it's really in the family.
yeah,
You
yeah,
said
man. My
he's
son,
your brother-in-law. Okay.
yeah. I married his sister over 30 years ago, and he's still giving me a hard time about it. He thinks his sister could have done better, but hey, it is what it
What?
is.
No way. No way,
That-
man. She
that-
landed she landed a Hall of Fame trainer. Get out of here. I'm calling you the fixer, man. Guys come to you and you bring new life into their career, and
that-
obviously you've cultivated world champions like Oscar Valdez, and now this amazing champ who has an amazing personality, let me tell you.
great.
Espinoza, he had us laughing here left and right.
Did he?
What a great guy, man. He did say that there's no rematch. So, what would you like? I know you're not management, you're just a trainer, but as a trainer, what would you like to see for him next?
Forget for him to get a title defense, an optional title defense, of course, and then maybe fight one of the top contenders out there. You know, I mean, just like you said, I'm not the manager, I'm not the promoter. Let them decide what they want to do next. I know that the responsibility becomes that much greater now that he's a world champion. So he's gonna have to train even harder now and just be ready for whatever they put in front of him.
How
Manny,
well? Let me just follow up. We're gonna go into the Inoue. How well have you watched Inoue's fights? Because there was so much talk of Robles getting the fight with Inoue after he undisputes. Like that was the plan, and you guys just threw the monkey wrench in there. So I'm dying for Rafael Espinoza versus the monster Inoue. Inoue obviously moving up another 4 pounds. And then, you come up with the greatest game plans. I mean, do you think you can derail this guy?
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. We're talking about Rafael Espinosa being extremely tall for his weight class, 126, and then we have Inoue coming down from the flyweight division to bantamweight and now super bantam, and for him to try to move up to 126, that's tough, man. But if anybody can do it, he can. I mean, he's an extremely good fighter, very well rounded fighter. He's got power, he got speed, he's got the skills. So it's tough. I mean, once you get to this level, it doesn't matter who you fight, man. They're all tough fights, and you got to prepare properly.
now, Coach,
Let
one.
me just stay in that topic.
I
Last
mean,
one, I
we
promise you. Because he told us during the interview that he thinks he may not have an issue making 22. Now, I don't want that. I want Rafael to have the size advantage and the weight advantage over Inoue, but obviously Inoue brings so much money. I mean, it was reported that Stephen Fulton made $3 million to fight that guy. So it's like, are you okay if they offered him that fight at 22?
No, I wouldn't be okay with it.
It would be for undisputed. Keep in mind, Inoue has all the belts at 22.
But I understand, but it's just a little too much to ask for when you have a fighter. That's his natural weight, 126. He fought at 122 at one point, but that's just asking for too much, man, for him to move down to 122. But it's entirely up to him, of course. It's not about me. It's not about how I feel. It's about how he feels moving down to 122 and
I
how
do.
much out of him, physically.
But when's the last time you seen him at 22? And
It's been a while. It's
oh,
been
it's
a
been
while.
a while. It's been a
Been a
while.
few years. Been a few years since he fought at 122. There was even talks at one time of him moving up to 130, but because he's so tall, so he could fight either weight. But yeah, I mean, hey, listen, I mean, shoot, he's undisputed. You're making that kind of money. If you can make an effort to make 122 and do it, then I don't see why not. Yeah. Hey, listen, if he feels he can do it, go for it.
Are the obvious physical advantages, do they actually play a part in that fight with Rafael and Inoue? I mean, I love seeing tall fighters and long fighters, but then I
Right.
always see guys like Canelo destroy tall fighters and long fighters. So, like,
Right.
when does your height and your reach actually matter?
Well, I believe that. I mean, if you look at the fight, going back to Rafael and Robesi, the first 5 rounds, Rafa was doing a great job. Using his height, using his length, and keeping Robesi on the outside. Even in the fifth round, I believe that was his best round yet. That fifth round until he got caught with that right hook. But I believe that would also be an advantage. Unfortunately, he twisted his ankle, messed up his ankle in a fight, knee, and that changed. That changed obviously the fight, the game plan to a certain extent, and and I just believe that if that was to happen with Inoue, he definitely, what you saw in the first 4 or 5 rounds of the fight with Rovesi, you would be able to see that as well versus Inoue.
Coach, I wanted to ask. We just saw Anthony Joshua team up with
Derek James?
no Ben
Oh,
Ben Davison
Ben
Ben
Davison.
Davison in the UK,
Okay.
who obviously trained Fury, somebody we've never seen AJ in the ring with, but a rival nonetheless. Uh, and I'm sitting back and I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at some of the fighters you work with, and I feel like AJ's almost seeked out another former rival trainer in
Mm.
yourself, because it seems like you have a couple 258 fighters. I know obviously you work with Ramla. Are you working with Campbell Hatton as well, or was he just around and got some work in your
Yeah,
gym?
I get calls from 258 and Matchroom, that they got guys that they have boxers that want to come over and train for a week or two. So obviously we welcome them into the gym. No, no, you know, there's nothing there. Try to be helpful and try to may have everyone that comes into my gym feel home. You know, take care of them, work with them, and they all love it here. They love California. They all want to come back, but they know it isn't cheap. So
Right.
I got, as a matter of fact, this weekend. I received a call from Matchroom about a few fighters showing up this weekend, including Ryder, that's fighting Munguia,
Okay.
and Honor Ban, and a few other fighters, about 5 different UK fighters that want to come in and get some spot. Like, "Man, can't scare me with a good time. I'll set everybody.
Oh shit!
So,
Coach, all I
so
heard you say is, you know, uh, that we need to be making the trip down there. That's all I
Wait, are you
heard.
still at the church gym? Because that looks like a whole different
um,
facility. You're not at the church, right?
no, I'm no longer there, man. I'm
Damn.
very thankful for everyone at the Rock, but I'm at this is my gym now. You're looking at my gym. It's a small gym, but it's
Congratulations. That must be an amazing that must have been an amazing moment to be able to purchase your own gym.
yeah, I got my own spot here. My coaches, and it's home. And like I said, everybody's welcome. These boxers I just mentioned to you right now, they're supposed to be coming in this weekend, and so I hear, and they reached out to me, and well, if they do, we'll be ready for them. We'll be ready to make sure we accommodate them, and we'll give them what they're looking for, and looking for good work, good sparring. So anybody out there that knows me, they know what's up. They know that they're all welcome here. All the coaches out there and fighters that have been in my gym before, they know that whenever they come into this place, they get what they're looking for, which is good work and respect overall, man. Get
Co-
treated right.
how do you go about when they seek out your fighters for sparring?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you got a lot of top talent, a lot
Uh-huh.
of great up and coming talent. How do you go about when other fighters reach out to you to get your guys, let's say in camp?
Yeah, no, no, look, we accommodate. Like I said, we try to accommodate everyone, but we don't. I never leave my gym, so that's one thing I don't do is leave. You know what I mean? So if anybody needs good work, they gotta come here. If they need work, they gotta come here. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna drive halfway across town to accommodate someone. Someone for sparring. You- I tell them, man, you can come and get it here for free, man. You don't have to pay.
Mm.
You know, just come and get it. You don't got to pay $1. Just then you get all the work you need.
So you don't let your fighters like fly out to other camps. I know you
Yeah,
don't leave.
yeah, yeah. No, no, definitely. But there are exceptions, of course. But if you're in LA, and fly out to camp is different. Flying out to another state, or going somewhere else, or of course, if they're looking for a specific fighter, and the fighter has the opportunity to make some decent money, then by all means, go for it. But if you're in LA, and if you ask me to drive, to East LA, and I'm in Southgate, I'm not gonna do that.
Right. I
You know,
got you.
for one guy, if you have, like, for instance, they got 5 guys coming in this weekend, right, from the UK, like I said. So why don't you just bring all your 5 guys to my gym, and I can give everybody work? That makes sense.
For sure.
You and then let me know what you're looking for. Let me know and if I don't have the guys, and it's just a question of me picking up the phone and calling, coaches out there and saying, hey, listen, so and so's looking for work. You want to come in and get some work? Yeah, yeah. So it normally works that way for me. My gym is always busy. It's early in the morning right now, but it's you know there's only a couple people here, but my gym is always busy. It's everybody, the holidays, Christmas, we were here. New Year's Day, we were here. It was banging, man. We
Wow.
come in, working. It's like, you're crazy. It's what I do, man. It's what I do, you know? So you,
I know the feeling because I worked on New Year's and on Christmas. He had the day off, but I worked as well, man. When you love it, you love it.
If
when
it
you love
mean if it
it, man,
means anything, Coach, I was in
Visiting family.
well
ah,
Christmas, but I was gonna come in New Year's Day. I
right.
didn't know I was off, but I did have a few too many drinks the night before. So I woke up, it was already too late. I'm like, well, guess I'm off today.
Hey,
But
man,
coach, I got a few here from the people. I got Rue in the 504, which is New Orleans. He says, "What was the game plan in the Guzman rematch
in the Guzman, which
With
match?
Ramla.
with Ramala?"
Oh, with Ramla. Oh, to stick and move, man. Don't sit there for, don't sit there for too long. Just get in, get your, get in there and then get out. Handle work off. Weather the storm the first couple rounds because she's gonna come. She's gonna come at you with everything she's got. But then after, settle down and work your distance and don't, stick and move. We thought about different situations. What's going to happen when she makes you fight? Well, then you got to bite down and fight because there are situations when you got to fight, but just don't stay there for too long. There's no need for it. There's no need for you to, sit there and go toe to toe like you tried to do in the first fight. And that was the game plan in the first fight as well. But fighters are stubborn, man. They don't listen sometimes, and sometimes it had to take a situation such as the first fight, for her to, get knocked out, unfortunately. But you learn from it. It's not what you do when you get knocked down. It's getting back. What you do when you get right back up, and that's what she did. She came back into the gym and we put a good game plan together. We brought in the perfect sparring, the right sparring, of course, and she followed the game plan.
Um, Jose Lopez. He says, Jose from Upland, California. What does the Espinoza win rank in your long respected career?
Well, it's up there, man. It's up there. I think I'm here for the fighters, man. You know what I mean? Look, if you ask me, of course, it's not the same thing, but winning a world title isn't the same thing as winning let's just say a fighter that's making his professional debut, right? But to
Hmm.
that fighter, it's important. To that fighter, it means the world. You know what I'm saying? So to that fighter, it's like winning a world title, if you get what I'm saying. So to me, that's special. Just to see them the fighters, you know, celebrate and be thankful and because it means everything. Even obviously, winning a world title, that's at a different level, of course. But if anybody deserves it, it's Rafa, man. That kid is special, man. He's gone through a lot. He's had to endure a lot of ups and downs in boxing, and we just said it. Getting knocked down in life. You compare boxing to real life, man, because you get knocked down, and a lot of people quit along the way. They give up. They hang up the gloves, and they just say, "That's it, man. I'm moving on. I can't do this no more." And Rafa went through them type of situations, and but he's got a good family, man. His father's always been there for him, and we're more than just it's more than just a coach fighter relationship with Rafa. I mean, we go way back, and we're very good friends, and the family, and it's just a special moment, man. It's just like having my own son win a world title. So it's definitely up there.
Nice. That's amazing. Congrats, coach.
Thank
Happy for you for sure. Next one is from Treese in Ohio. He says, would you rather fight Bernardo Lopez or Brandon Figueroa in Mexico? And I'm
you.
assuming that's with
Ooh.
Rafael
Yeah,
Espinoza.
yeah, wow, that's a tough one, man. They're both tough, Like I just said it, man. When you get to this level, there's no such thing as easy. Nothing's easy, man. Nothing's given to you. You got to fight your ass off for it, and whatever they throw at Rafa, whether it's Venado or anybody else, I'm telling you, it's they're all gonna come in ready, and it's just like I said, like I mentioned, the responsibility for Rafa just becomes that much greater now. Now he's really he's got to step it up and just be ready, be prepared for whatever they throw at him.
Have you been keeping tabs on him in terms of staying in the gym? Because obviously newfound fame, he
Yeah.
gained like 30,000 followers.
Right.
It's do you is he focused enough, or has he shown you that he has the mentality to continue to work as hard as he worked to get here?
Yeah, man, Rafa, I gotta tell you, man, Rafa's a super disciplined fighter. He reminds me a lot of Oscar Valdez. Very disciplined. That's one kid that he's one kid that you never gotta push to go to the gym or make him get up in the morning to go put in his miles, man. I mean, this kid is extremely disciplined, dedicated. He's a family man. He's got his head on right. You know what I mean? And I don't have to worry about him one bit. As a matter of fact, I was out there a week after he won the world title. I flew out to Mexico to Guadalajara. The dad called me and he says, "Manny, you got to be here because I came back to LA and he stayed in Miami for a couple of days and then he flew out to Puerto Rico to meet up with Paquito Varcarcel to pick up his belt, his WBO belt, and then he flew into Guadalajara the following Friday." And so I was there, they invited me. I came down and we met him at the airport. Man, you should have seen, there must have been like 500 people there waiting for him, man. And that
No,
has
we
that
seen
Yeah,
it.
we saw
We
it.
seen it, bro. He had such
that
a
was
reception
amazing.
at the airport and then
Oh,
in his city. It was amazing.
amazing, bro. I mean, they had the mariachi playing, and it was very emotional, man. It was. I couldn't miss that for the world. You know what I mean? And obviously, he was pretty surprised when he saw me there. He thought it was in LA, and I was like, "Hey, man, here we are." I couldn't miss it for the world. I got a lot going on here at the gym and a lot of fights coming up, but I said that's one place I have to be at least for that weekend. You know what I mean? And then the following day we went to his pueblo. It's called La Palma, Michoacan. That's where his parents are from. He's originally from Guadalajara, but he spent a lot of his time in growing up in La Palma. And so when we get there, it was, man, you should have seen it, man. It was amazing. The whole pueblo was there. I mean, it must have been like 5,000 people. I'm not kidding you, man.
Wow.
When there and the banda and the we walked from the entrance of the pueblo to the cathedral to the church, and that must have been like a good 2 miles,
Mm.
or I don't know, man. But it felt like it didn't feel like anything because it was so it was so emotional, man. So the kids, that's what got to me, man. All the children, all the kids hanging on to him, you know what I mean, and touching them and helping them carry the belt and just walking with them. To me, that it meant the world because it meant the world to these people, having their there's another fighter by the name of Alacran Torres, very famous fighter from Mexico back in the day, right? But he's also from La Palma, Michoacan. So that makes Rafa Espinosa the second world champion coming out of this little town. Like I said, 5,000 6,000 people population, man, and everybody must have been there, to receive Rafa, and they held his mass, and that was emotional, and you guys got to see this. It's like stuff you see out of the movies. You know what I mean? The plaza was packed with people. It was like a big old party, you know what I'm saying? And they had music and they had food, and we stayed there the whole day, man. Night, not the whole night, but it ended at night, and it was just amazing. It was just I was happy to be there and happy to see such a such a good moment, this kid he's all, believe me, what you get is what you see, man. He's super humble. He's all hard, man, and he's a people's champion. He's the epitome of what you call a people's champion, and that's exactly what he is. People love him because he's so humble, and he'll never turn down. And I told him, you better not ever turn down a picture or an autograph or shake hands or for the fans, because you owe yourself to them. and now more than ever. You know what I mean? So I hope he follows my advice. Stays humble, stays grounded.
So I'm just screen sharing here. This is the video from your page showing the
Yeah,
5,000 people, and
In
I
La
just thought this
Palma.
was an amazing moment. I seen some of this on his story. You know, he had a lot of footage on his page as well, man. Again, just very excited for the both of you. I got a few more questions before we get you out of here. Next one is coming from, who is next here? Sorry, I lost my page. I'm gonna have to reopen that.
Coach,
I got it.
okay.
Sorry. Trav FDY. Hey, coach, how are things with you and Andy Ruiz Jr.? Now, it's unfortunate to see how it ended after you two made history together. And
I don't.
obviously, he's looked his best with you.
I appreciate that. I don't know. I haven't seen him in years. I have no
Wow.
idea.
So no communication.
No communication whatsoever.
Is that kind of bittersweet, given that that was
Ah,
one of your biggest upsets?
and life goes on, man. I mean, uh, God's timing is perfect, man. I mean, I'm still here. I'm still doing what I love, and look what just happened between me and Rafa, him winning a world title, and I got another kid fighting for a world title next week, Saul Sanchez. We're gonna be flying out to Quebec, Canada, to face Jason Maloney. He's also an underdog, so let's hope we can do it again.
Uh, I actually
Yeah,
had like one person in the community already talking about that.
yeah.
They do think you can do it, which is crazy. Now I'm starting to pay attention to everybody that calls in because the last guy I did not.
Coach,
Coach,
we had a guy. We had a guy.
Wait,
that,
I got to tell the story
all right.
because I didn't believe this caller
Yeah.
at all. But then, like the last week, I find out you're training him. And remember, I got you on the show, and I'm like, "Are you really training him?" And I'm like, "Fuck!" I couldn't believe it. But this guy that called from Phoenix, he told us for like a month straight. I'm doing my research. Rafa style is all bad for Robisi. He's gonna win. This kid bet $5,000 and won.
135,000.
He's in Africa today. He was
My
watching
God.
the interview with
He
Espinoza
said,
from
"Where's my
Africa.
car?"
Rafa said the same thing. He said, "Tell him send me my 10%."
Percentage, man.
I
Coach,
hate that I didn't believe that guy because it was. I mean, he was a fortune teller.
when he was when we had Rafa earlier on the show, the guy that bet, he was in Africa. Off the winnings he made off Rafa's fight, he was on vacation in Africa watching the Rafa interview.
Oh man,
No.
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, no. But wow, I forgot all about the Andy fight, coach. Man, it is true. It's hard for you to rank your biggest win. You got some huge wins, and
And
it's
huge
like
upsets.
I know. Wow, they got to put you as like the upset king. The Andy Ruiz fight, definitely. He was 1,400, plus 1,400, 1,600. Ramla was an upset. Now, Rafael, oh my God, he had to be like fucking plus 2,200.
Don't forget about Toro Resendiz when we beat Jared Hurd too. He was a big underdog.
That's right.
So with that,
Resendez,
Is he
yep.
still with you? Were you with
yeah,
him for the Elijah fight?
yeah. Elijah,
Oh,
an amazing fighter. That's a very very good fighter, man. He's got a promising
so
fighter.
young, that kid. You don't think they're gonna burn him out, putting him in so tight? He's only 19.
I hope not, man. I hope they don't. I hope they do right by the kid and just move him right. You know what I mean? Move him slowly, move him in the right direction. That was also a very good fight with Toro, man. Elijah, that was a they. I believe in my opinion that was a fight of the night, man.
Mm,
They both went. They both went toe to toe. They both went to war, and obviously Elijah being the better fighter of the two got the win, and all power to him, bro. I congratulate him and the team. They're very good people, humble people, hardworking people, and it's nice to see good things happen to good people. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
Coach, when do you fly out to Canada?
so look, if I may add, to the conversation, I'm actually flying to Orlando on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I'll be flying out to Canada. Everyone else is flying to Canada on Tuesday, including the fighter Saul and my coaches. And the reason why I'm flying to Orlando is I'm joining the a league. It's called the TCL League, the Team
Team
Combat.
Combat League.
I'm gonna run the LA team, man. I'm gonna be the head coach of the LA team. They convinced me to join the league, and shit, I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna
Nice. Now
yeah.
we know the league very well. We knew one of the founders, and obviously Dewey Cooper, who was kind of one of the faces of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Trained the Vegas team.
Hmm.
yeah, shout out to Shamara Woods, who tried out for the Philly team for the females. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, what you do there as well. I got some more here from the people before we let you go. Rocky in the 509, he says, Rocky from Florida. Coach, when analyzing raw talent, what attributes do you look for in young boxers?
Fighters that have the have the right mentality, have their head on their shoulders, and that are they're not all talk. Because a lot of fighters are all talk. Unfortunately, they come in and they want to say they want to be world champions, but they're not willing to put in the work. And so that's what you got to show me first and foremost, man. There's some things you can't teach in boxing, and that's heart, you know. And heart, with that comes being disciplined, being here every day. It's easier said than done. So you got to show up every day. You got to be here every day. You got to put in the work. You got to show me you want it, and not with words, but by your actions. So that's what I had to see in the fighter.
Coach, when we spoke to Rafa, just like we do with you, we had some questions from the people, and one of the questions was very interesting. We both learned a lot about Rafa, and it was actually kind of funny. So I guess the individual had heard of that Rafa. I guess his family necessarily didn't need for much, or I don't want to say he came from money, but when we start talking about it, it was pretty much how did he stay motivated and things like that, and we learned that he had a gym in his house and an apartment for his sparring partners, and he was out to eat with his family in what seemed a very nice restaurant in Mexico, and the people start joking, oh, he's in his house. So when we asked Rafa where he's
No, no,
at,
no. They start saying we should have known he came from money because look at the
crown molding
moldings.
in his house, right? So the people like, yeah, look at the crown molding in his house. So when we
Yeah.
told Rafa that, he actually played along with it. He's
He
like,
starts showing us the restaurant
but
like it's his
but
house.
he's like, yo, no, I'm in my bathroom, and we're like, what the hell? But but
He is so
yeah,
funny.
he
That guy
yeah,
is.
that guy's
I hope that Top Rank realizes. Is he with officially Top Rank or is he with Beltron
or
only?
Zanfer.
Zanfer,
With
excuse me.
he's with Beltran, but I believe they're going to be, Beltran. That
Yeah, yeah. I
with
just hope they do right by him. I can't believe his personality is that.
No, amazing, amazing
He
personality.
can definitely bring in some fans.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And you're right. What you heard, Amanda. The family, they're well off. The dad's a very hard worker, man. Nothing's come easy for that family. They put in their work. They put in their share of work. But the most important thing is that they're very good people. They're very nice people, very giving, very humble, and they're always looking out for other people, man. And he does have his own gym. The gym is probably like a 3-story gym. And
Wow.
it's got like 10 rooms, and yeah, bro, huge garage. He's got his own gym, and it's like 2 stories for one. One section of the house is for the fighters. Another section is for himself and family, and got a big old living. I mean, the place is awesome, and better than anything I've ever seen here in in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to doing camp. You know
Yep,
what I
yep.
mean? I took Oscar out there, Jesse Magdaleno, the Andy Ruiz. I took several fighters. I've taken several fighters out there to do camps and stayed at the gym house,
Wow.
and it's amazing, man. You guys had Guadalajara is a beautiful city, man. When you ever get a
Nah,
chance, you
next
get
time you in camp. Next time you in
yeah.
camp, let me know. I'm coming through.
Oh, I'm telling you, man, the food is awesome. It's this, authentic Mexican food. It don't get better than that, and it's just amazing, man. The
What
food
part of
is.
Mexico? What part of Mexico are you from, Coach?
I'm from Guadalajara. I'm from
Okay,
the same.
same
I'm
spot.
from the
Oh, that's beautiful. So
yeah
you
same
felt
city.
right at home. I mean, that's
Oh
great.
man, I go there all the time, man. I get more excited. People ask me, like, man, you've flown all over the world. What place do you like to visit the most? Or what place has impacted you the most? I mean, I said, going back to my town, man. I don't get more excited than I just went to Monaco. I was more excited to go to Guadalajara than I was Monaco, Japan,
Wow.
or any of those.
Danny would have traded places. He loves Monaco.
No,
Uh,
but but I get what you're saying. Obviously, like my family's from Monterrey and Zacatecas, so like
nice,
my
nice. Okay.
dad, my dad has all the nice things in America, but he's the happiest when he's in Mexico.
Yeah, man. So am I. So am I. I cannot tell you that. And Monterrey is a beautiful city, by the way. Great city.
I got London Runs Boxing, obviously in the UK. He says, "What's good, Mr. Robles? I love seeing the work you do with Ramla Ali and was glad to see her avenge her loss to Guzman. What plans do you have for her this year, and will she get a title shot? Salute to you, sir."
And thank you. I'm sure she's out there doing her modeling. That's the last I heard. She's all over the world, really, doing modeling and stuff. And that's and apparently she'll be back in February. And we'll see what the management and the promoter they have in store for her. They have planned for her. I'm sure she'll be fighting for a world title this year. I want to think, but like I said, that's entirely up to the promoter and management, which her husband is her manager. So, Richard. So, I'm sure they know what they're doing, and they'll put her on the right track.
I got Chad in Canada that says, "Coach,
Really quick, just wanted to ask, you obviously having a fighter like Ramla where she is an attraction in and out of the ring, do you have anything where like you have her check in or anything to kind of keep them focused? Because I know that typically you're with the fighters that are like boxing and only boxing. With her, she's a unique case because she is an appeal outside of boxing as well. So I'm just curious, how do you manage that as a trainer, coach?
But she's very disciplined. She that's a girl that really takes care of her body, man. And she has to, being a model and of course being a boxer. She's always in the gym. She's always training. I don't have to worry about that with Ramla. She's always in when she shows up to LA. She's always in pretty decent shape. After the fight, her last fight, it was a long camp, and I said, hey, take time off. Look, enjoy your vacation. I'll see you next year. And that's exactly what we're at. And I'm sure I'll see her soon. And when she's back in, we'll be ready to get right back to work again.
all right. I have Chad in Canada. He says, "Coach, I really feel like many fighters don't jab enough. Do you think the jab is underused today in today's game? Any thoughts on why the jab is important or not?"
Super important, man. It should be your number one weapon for all boxers, for all fighters. And you're probably right. The jab, I mean, it just depends. It depends on the fighter, of course, and but I definitely do believe that the jab should be your number one key, number one weapon, and you start with the jab, finish with the jab, and it should definitely be your key to winning any fight.
I got James in Alabama. Do you see Rafael's win over Robisi as a bigger upset than when Jesse beat Nonito? Also, how
Oh,
difficult was it growing up in the States and not getting your green card until 34?
well, no, he had his green card. I mean, unfortunately, he didn't have a green. He had his passport and he had a visa, but that's. I used to train him out here in the United States before, and unfortunately, he was fighting with a visitor visa instead of having a work visa. But it wasn't his fault, man. It was just the people that I'm not going to mention any names. It's just the people he was with before with the management that they didn't bother to get him a work visa. And so when he tried to cross the border to come back into the United States to start camp again, they held him up and they said, "Hey, you can't. You've been out here working, but you've been working with a visitor visa and a tourist visa. You shouldn't be working." So they sent him home and they punished him for years. So he was that's what I was referring to earlier when he's had a lot of ups and downs, and that that right there, my friend, you could have made anybody just say, you know what, I'm going to retire from boxing. What am I going to be successful in boxing and practically any other sport? You have to come to the U.S., man. Look at Manny Pacquiao. Look at Lomachenko and some of these other fighters. Don't matter. I mean, if you don't fight here, that you know, like what happened to Rafa versus Robesi, nobody would know about Rafa. But he got his visa at the very last minute. Fortunately, after years of trying and like I said, a lot of ups and downs. And fortunately, Sanford was able to obviously work on that aspect of getting him back his visa, which he did, and he got it the same week of the fight, which is
Wow.
amazing. Like you're getting training for a world title fight, and you don't even know if you're going to be able to make it or not, because once you walk into the embassy, they can turn you back, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is ever certain. You can show up. All you have is an appointment to get a visa, but now you got to sit there and interview with whoever's doing the interview, and let them stamp your visa. What if you don't? You know what I'm saying? Then what? All this preparation for nothing. And fortunately, he did get it, and he was able to fly to. He went through a lot that week, but he was able to fly to Miami and fight.
Coach,
Yeah,
just to follow up on that, have you ever had a fighter that got denied, like, for a visa having a fight on the docket? Because, I just find it strange that they see that you're training, you're also going to work. So, you can get a work visa or you could get a visitor's visa, right?
yeah,
Depending on what that fighter wants to tell immigration. But if it's a work visa, why would they deny you if you have all the paperwork that you're gonna have a televised
yeah,
fight? Like
yeah.
that would be cruel.
Exactly, right? Exactly. You just
Shit.
never know. You just never know what you're gonna get. Really, it's unfortunate, but you just nothing's ever 100% when it comes to getting your visa. You know what I
No,
mean?
for
And
sure. Look at what happened to Angulo.
yeah, exactly. So, different situations, and fortunately, he was able to get it and fly out to Florida. But it wasn't 100%. It's never certain. You know what I mean? And but now he's got a work visa, so now he can come back to America, come back to the gym, and train here with me if he wishes to. You know what I mean?
I got Rod in LA. He says, "Do you feel like you don't get the recognition that you deserve?" Andy Ruiz upset. Ali get back. Espinoza upset. Also with fighters that you trained early there in their careers.
Hmm.
And obviously he means Valdez and other champions. Charles Martin, you brought back plenty of people.
No, man, I don't. Like I said, I don't even think about that recognition and stuff like that. Like I said, man, I'm busy. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I come into my gym, man. I lock the door, and that's it. I'm to myself. Me, my team, my boxers, and I worry about me, man. I worry about me. I worry about my fighters being ready. Going out there and giving it the best they got. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but that's the nature of the business. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to win, and that's what we try to prepare extra hard, extra. Stay dedicated and just be ready. But honestly, I don't care about if about awards or the trainer of the year and stuff like that, man. Honestly, it's all good. I mean, shoot, I don't mind, but I that's not what's on my mind. You know what I mean? I got other, honestly, I do.
I got Ryan Frazier from Toronto, Canada. Not a question, coach, but I love the job you're doing with your fighters. My brother Joshua Frazier, 9-0, super welterweight, standing at 6'3". We would love
Wow.
the opportunity to travel to your gym for sparring. Can we get
Any
the contact from Ness, which is
Absolutely,
me?
man. Man, anytime you guys can. Anybody's welcome.
And I can
And
vouch for his brother at least existing. There ain't no catfishes. I've met them. They've came out to Vegas and trained at
Didn't he
Top
spar
Rank.
Zoo?
yeah,
I
Who
don't
you
remember.
didn't see him spar?
I do. I did. I just don't remember who.
tell them to come out this weekend, man. For the next couple of weeks, we need. Apparently, Connor Ben's gonna be here,
Oh
so
my God, Joshua!
we're gonna
Did you hear that? You invited
we're
to
gonna
go. Oh my God, Joshua! You better make it happen. Hopefully, you got a daddy like Espinoza.
walk there. Walk the walk, talk the talk, baby. Let's go. You want to sparring? Let's go.
Ah, yes, yes. I think we got one more came in late from Treese. Oh, I got it already, right? Let me see. Can we get your thoughts on a potential Andy Ruiz versus Jared Anderson fight?
Andy Ruiz, Jared Anderson. That's a good fighter, man. He's a young fighter, young cat. You know what I mean? He still has a lot to prove, of course, but heading in the right direction. I mean, we fought it with Charles Martin. You know, Charles Martin gave him all he could handle. You know, he had all wins by knockout, and Charles, took him the distance, and was a good fight at the end of the night. A good, exciting fight. So yeah,
Wait, you were with Charles for that fight?
yeah, it was with Charles.
So you work with Rodney because doesn't Rodney sometimes work with Charles?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, look.
Oh, I didn't know.
I was in the corner. I've always been, part of the team Charles Martin. Well, I've been part of Team Charles Martin for the last few years, and they called me up and they wanted me to be present and be in the corner with them. So, we're good friends, and I was
Man,
there.
that's what's up. That's what's up for sure. But that was the last question, Coach. Give out your social media, and thank you again for always being available to the community, man. We appreciate you so much, and
Thank
keep wishing you the best of luck and success in the career, which is definitely you getting that Hall of Fame career, Coach. You're gonna be in the Hall of Fame for sure, man. Upset King. They got to make a category for you. Upset King.
that, huh? Okay, right on. Well, yeah, man, it's Boxing, and thank you for having me on the show again. And it's always a pleasure. And I'm here for you guys. So just anytime you all need me, just give me a buzz, man. I'm here
Thank you,
Coach,
Coach.
yeah, we're gonna be reaching out.
For sure. We're gonna come visit
Yeah,
this week.
for sure. Anytime. Hey, let me know, man. I take you to a good Mexican restaurant. Get some good Mexican food.
well, that's why I was asking when you were flying out, because we were already texting each other during the interview,
Yeah.
like Monday, let's go, let's see when he flies out. We'll be
Well,
there
look.
Monday.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna
I'll
obviously.
text you.
Yeah, for sure. Hit me
All
up.
right.
Hit me. I'm gonna
Thank
be
you.
gone for the next couple of weeks or so. Do a lot of flying because I also have Michaela Mayer fighting for the world title in Liverpool. So I'm going to Canada. Come back from Canada and then leave again to the UK.
So, but you are
Wait,
there
wait. So
Monday.
she just called. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So she's just calling you in because isn't she training in DLX
Yeah,
with K Karoma?
yeah. Kate Koroma and Coach Al Mitchell, which he's the main coach, the head
Right.
So
coach.
wait a minute. So wait a minute. These big time coaches do the training and then call you on fight week to be the head. Like, what's going on? I need more
No,
information.
they call me to be part of the team. Of course, be one of the coaches on the week of the fight, the night of the fight. I wrap her hands. I'm her cut man. Wrap her hands, and they, and I'm also part of the, part of the coaching staff, if you will. So I'm able to put in my 2 cents, man, and
Wow.
share. Yeah, we have a good relation. I have a great relationship with Coach K and Coach Al, and we're good friends. And yeah, man, that's just like I said. It's just a blessing, man. It's a blessing to be part of different teams and to be getting called to come out
That's
and
huge, Coach. I've never heard that before, man. That is pretty impressive.
it's great, man. I'm like I said, I'm appreciative and I'm thankful and just keep moving, man. Keep getting 2024. Let's just keep moving forward and doing some great things.
All right. Well, Coach, man, till the next one, appreciate you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
appreciate you guys. Take care,
All
man. God
right.
bless.
What
What up, YouTube family? Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1,000,000 subscribers. We're on the road to 1,000,000. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.